now that we've taken the back, I'm going to establish control on the opponent's lapels. Hold nice and tight here. From this position, we're actually going to attack what's called a one-on-one. That's when I control the wrist with one hand on one hand. From this position, I'm going to try to extend his arm away from his body. His natural reaction is going to be to tuck that back in. Once he tucks this back inside, I'm going to reach across with my opposite hand, grabbing the lower part of the lapel. From here, I'm going to pull that lapel over top of my own hand and his wrist, securing that very tight. It's going to be very difficult for him to move his arm from this position. However, what I'm going to be able to do is now take my arm, release, set it back behind me. From here, I'm going to lift my body and move my hips away from my opponent. From here, he's going to fall inside in between my legs. From here, I still control both of his arms with this lapel. I'm going to bring my leg around the front of his neck. When I get here, it's very important that I try to get my hips to an angle here by scooting myself parallel with him and get my hips to an angle where I'm coming just across his neck. From this position, I'm going to set my other foot on his hip. I'm going to grab my own shin. Once I have control of my shin, I can release his gi. I'm going to extend away, stretching him out. It's really going to stretch his body, and it's going to prevent him from being able to tuck this front elbow. From here, I want to hook over top of my leg. Make sure I hook my shin and keep my toes back. Lay my body flat with both hands on the back of his head. Try to touch my knees together and squeeze for the submission. Again, from this position, I'm taking a one-on-one. I'm controlling his wrist. I'm going to try to extend away. He's going to tuck back inside. I'm going to reach across. I'm going to grab this opposite lapel, pull it over top of his wrist. Okay? From here, I'm going to be able to pull my arm free, get my hips away. He's going to fall into position. I'll bring it back across his neck. When I get here, once this gets across, I can grab my shin. Only at that time will I release his gi. I step my foot on the hip, extend. This is going to prevent him from being able to tuck this elbow back inside. I'm going to come over top, make sure I'm on my shin, not on my foot. Lock, try to put the pressure on my knees, try to touch my knees together. Squeeze my hips, pressure the back of his head, and finish. One more time. I try to get some extension. He tucks. I reach across. I grab the lapel, put it over top of the wrist. From here, I pull my arm free, get my hips away. He falls inside. Once I have my shin, I step on his hip, and I release the gi. I extend my opponent away, lock over my shin, not my foot. Both hands on the back of the head,